at 10, they're denizens of the desert, known to wander into town, whether looking for food, water, or even shade. Javelina's wild side can really come out when it meets you or your pet. Tonight, ABC 15's Allison Rodriguez explaining why you better be keeping an eye out.
Come on, George.
Heidi Diedrich knows all about Javelinas.
We just heard hooves, and they essentially ran me over.
So does her dog, Jojo.
I saw that he was gored open pretty substantially.
Same thing goes for Ken Kelly and Winston.
All of a sudden, I heard this blood-curdling scream.
All four have one thing in common, a run-in with at least one angry or scared Javelina.
He's got blood coming from his front and his side, and chasing him is a Javelina.
As Phoenix grows, these human Javelina encounters are getting more common, but you don't have to live on the edge of town. Just last year, Air 15 was overhead as 3 Javelinas paid a visit to a school near 50th Street and Thomas. No students or swine were hurt, but it was a hair-raising experience.
You know how they say white people can't jump? Well, I jumped.
And while you could encounter a Javelina almost any time of the year, almost anywhere in the valley, these next 3 months are when you should really look out.
June, July, and August is when most of them begin having their babies. That's the high birthing time.
And it turns out mama Javelinas, like mama humans, are pretty protective. They normally leave people alone, but they're really preoccupied with your dogs, often mistaking them for coyotes, a natural predator. Heidi and Ken know just what happens when these desert pigs, which aren't actually pigs at all, go after man's best friend.
He had 100 and some stitches and stints and drainage tubes and the little cone of shame.
She said it missed his carotid artery just by inches. Otherwise, he would have bled out.
While Jojo and Winston's wounds have healed, Heidi and Ken say they're always a little more cautious whenever they take their pets out for a walk.
It was very traumatic. We really don't come out here in the dark at all.
You ever come across one?
Yeah, Tucson often.
Yeah,
You?
I've come across them actually on the golf course, whole nest of them with babies. It is frightening. They
Yeah,
get real aggressive.
For sure.
So what do you do if you come across a Javelina or heard of them?
Okay, what Game and Fish is saying here is keep your distance. Javelina are usually timid and will more than likely just leave you alone. If you're with your dog, they say pick up the pooch if you can. Javelina actually have horrible eyesight, so they say if you're holding your dog, it might not see your pet. And if you can't do that, raise your arms, stand tall, be as imposing as possible, make as much noise as you can. They say another option, as strange as it sounds, carry a water bottle, even a super soaker. Javelina hate getting wet, and if all else fails, they say run. Not in the opposite direction, actually head perpendicular to where that charge is coming from.